Hi, this is Tom Carroll and I run investor relations for Watermark Partners Real Estate, and this is Danielle Miner. She is one of our asset managers and our head of asset management in the Southeast for our Sunbelt funds. Today we were going to have a little conversation about contractors inspections because we've just spent our day doing a contractor's inspection. So Danielle, what is a contractor's inspection?
So basically a contractor's inspection is a detailed inspection of every single unit in an asset to identify any issues that it might have.
And when do we do a contractor's inspection? Or perhaps the better question is, what steps have we already taken before we come to do a contractor's inspection?
So a contractor's inspection is done after we've already put something under contract. So we've already been to the asset once. We have a very good idea of what the unit should look like. We've seen some of the worst units, we've seen some of the best at our prior visits. And this one is a chance for us to do a very detailed visit to look at everything from water heaters to roofs to everything in the asset, every single apartment.
So we, in this specific case, visited the asset. You went already about a month ago with Ian Garcia, another partner here at Watermark Partners. And you did a walk around at that time. We then fully underwrote the asset, which means that we did market analysis, comparable analysis, built a detailed, complete pro forma, stress tested that pro forma. We then negotiated a price with the seller and determined an acceptable price, which incorporates a lot of our estimates of CapEx, what we expect our capital expenditure needs to be for this asset. We then entered into a letter of intent with the seller, and from that letter of intent we negotiated a purchase and sale agreement, what's also called a PSA, and then we started our formal due diligence. Our formal due diligence has already, for this asset, included engaging a third party for an environmental, phase one environmental review, a surveyor for a survey, a title company for title insurance review and title review, and then today's contractor's inspection. And specifically at today's contractor's inspection, we had Hunter Pizzo, who has walked about 3,000 units for Watermark doing contractors inspections in Michigan and Ohio, and who was kind enough to come down and join us here in South Carolina for the week, but specifically for today's inspection. And we also had Danielle, myself, and Kyle, who works for us here in the Southeast, who has had set up a lot of the underwriting for this specific asset. So a lot of verification of those underwriting inputs. That's a lot of what we were doing today. In terms of the common things that we look for on a contractor's inspection, what are those common things we're looking for, Danielle?
So some of the biggest things we're trying to look at are a lot of the systems, so things like plumbing, the air conditioning systems, the heat systems, water heaters, the kitchen appliances. We're kind of trying to get a look at the overall general feel of how well everything's taken care of, some of the big issues that it might have, looking for things, everything from roof leaks to possible past flooding issues, anything that might be in a unit, how well the tenant base is taking care of an asset, how well it's being maintained by the property management company that's currently managing it. And probably one of my favorite parts is that we get an opportunity to spend a significant amount of time with the property managers that are there managing the asset on a daily basis. And so from them, we're able to identify any problems that they're having, maybe problems they've had in the past, things we need to know about going in the future as far as what issues we might run into. So in particular, in the Southeast, what we're looking for is things like pest control issues, termite bonds, termite issues, any settling that we might see in a property. Something else that's common in the Southeast is a lot of wood rot on exteriors. things of that nature, and those property management personnel are usually there to give us any answers to any questions we might have.
So today we walked every single unit of this specific property. We walked all the exteriors. We walked the leasing office. We walked the storage units.
Laundry facilities.
Laundry facilities, that's right. We looked at every boiler, every air conditioning unit, interior, exterior. We looked at roofs. So a very detailed analysis, and everything was photographed, documented, and notes will be taken. And what are we going to do with all of that information that we compiled today?
So basically what we're going to do is make a list of the things that we think need to be fixed ahead of time. So it gives us a bargaining chip to use in our negotiations, so that we can either come to a final price or we can get a credit back for those items that need to be repaired for us to do on our own.
Thanks so much for listening to our video about contractors inspections. This is Tom and Danielle from Watermark Partners signing off.